Closed doors, I'm a fool for your love.
Alright, so it's the first morning waking up in paradise. Today we're going to go to the Alongsiders camp. So we went to the Alongsiders place in, what was it called? Phnom Penh, where they have their head office, but they're building a camp out here so that kids can actually go on a retreat to hang out with their little brothers and sisters. So Alongsiders is like a big brothers and sisters that we have in Canada and America, except here in it's international, so it's a really great program, and they support each other for life once they get connected. So I'm really excited to go and see the camp that they're building out here. This is a really beautiful location, so I'm sure it's absolutely amazing, and I can't wait to share with you. So waking up in this paradise too. I slept for the first time ever under a mosquito net last night, which honestly, out of all the places that we've stayed over the last few weeks here in Cambodia, I didn't get a single mosquito bite last night because the mosquito net works. Even in the hotels that we were staying at that didn't have like a way for mosquitoes to get in, I still got bitten. Here, not a single bite, so highly recommended, and it was really peaceful. There's an open roof on this bungalow, so I could hear crickets all night long and geckos and all kinds of beautiful noises, and it was super peaceful. I actually didn't even have to listen to music last night to fall asleep. I just fell asleep, and it was incredibly relaxing. So I had a wonderful, wonderful sleep. It's bright and early right now. I got up at 6 a.m. and I'm excited for the day. So yeah, this is what I'm waking up to. Absolutely paradise. That is one giant worm.
Okay.
Wow. Getting to have breakfast overlooking all of this morning. So beautiful, so peaceful after a great night's sleep. There's a really nice restaurant here.
Helmets. Yeah, well, not for sanctuaries, but for...
Alright, so we're on site now of the Alongsiders camp that they're building. You can see the building behind me. So this place is called Shalom Valley, and Shalom means that there is peace, a deep peace, but it's God's peace. So without God showing that love and peace and kindness, there can be no true peace, because without Jesus in your hearts, there's always going to be some stress and anxieties and worries and not true peace. So they've named this place Shalom Valley, which is really beautiful, and it's the place where kids can come to get out of the slums. So in Cambodia, people never go on retreats. If you think about the impoverished people in the marginalized communities here, they never get a chance to actually go out, go on some kind of camping trips. Kids grow up their entire lives living in their slums and in their small villages, never actually even seeing the ocean, never actually being in nature. So the concept that they've created here to really have a place that's like a sanctuary that kids can go to meet other kids and get away for even 3 or 4 nights is really, really fantastic. And so if you want to have a look at it, it's called Alongsiders. You can actually just go to alongsiders.ca and check out the information there. But I'm excited to actually tour the land and walk around and pray over it as well, so that we can really create a positive environment and energy here on this land while they're building it. And it's a really beautiful scenery here. They've got the ocean just a little ways away, and behind me there's mountain ranges, so you can see there, actually behind and all around me, and then down that way there is the ocean, so kids can actually go and enjoy some time at the beach, at the ocean. And most of these kids have never ever swam in the ocean before, or sometimes even in ponds or lakes. So it's a really incredible experience for them, and it's really life-changing. So I'm really excited to actually be a partner with this. So very exciting stuff. That's the building there that they're building. It's gonna have a bunch of dorm rooms and everything like that. That's just the construction office there.
Most of the money goes in this piece of land. So again, dormitory style buildings. We'll walk in one, and the other building there is the big hall, what we call the MPA, the multi-purpose hall. That's the place for training, the place for worship, the place for dining, the place for just gathering. That's over there. And then in the future, when we have sufficient funding, we will build those buildings. There's two more, one here, one there, and that will bring our capacity up to 350 people sleeping. Now we can have, when this building is ready, about 110, 115, depending a little bit on the configuration, but that's about the capacity. And then it, just another block, adding another 100 something, another 100 something. So in terms of how you feel, still lots of people gathering, learning is a big factor here when you think of the training that we will do in the hall. So
Sorry, where is the hall?
over there.
Okay.
It's still,
that's
we're just coming out of the
okay.
ground.
That's it.
So we've done all the footings, all the stump columns, and now the ground beam is done, and now we will build up.
Okay.
So right there
So
is going to
many
be the
people,
hall,
still
like the
noisy,
community hall,
worship and everything.
eating, everything like that
that's
in there.
This area. And then, I think from the container,
And then beyond this fence, there's another few acres that's going to be a soccer field and play area.
a buffer zone. We have thought of making it a camping site, so like with tents or glamping, a little bit more upmarket. But it's pretty undefined. So we will use it for something, can also be activities, but less noisy and not so many people. So it becomes more of a quieter space. Because at the very top, we will walk there later, we plan to build a retreat center or a quiet retreat center, but it's more like a place where you can retreat and be with God. Because we sense that for missionaries, a lot of missionaries, they just run around and they do something and they're very passionate about it and they go, but then down the years they lose this, not necessarily connection with God, but they become so weary. And it's just so needed to step back.
Yeah, absolutely.
And just reconnect. So that's what we are building there. And the other purpose is like if we have a full house, so 350 people sleeping in the future here, we also need places for like the pastors or the guest speakers or extra capacity for people to sleep over there. Or maybe what to do and what not to do, or how much to allow someone in your life or not is something they don't know, or they find it very difficult, or they're just abused, and people are crossing their boundaries all the time. And then think of Shalom as a core value for Shalom Valley. Of course, like we would like to have fences, beautiful fences, but to make sure that people are safe, and because I think like within people are safe, they can develop and learn. Whereas if they're abused, they're like, encroached on, like it's not it's not good. So it's not just painting fences or oiling fences or protecting fences, because that's what you will be doing. It's like maybe prayerfully doing that for when the children come. So let this be a place where they learn about boundaries, where they learn about what is proper, what is the distance, what is mine, what is the government's, like those boundaries. So that's a little job that we can do with the local staff. So we'll be working with the local staff. It's massive. It's 56 meters by 80. Huge. If I would run it 2 times, I would be dead.
Yeah, especially in this heat.
Yeah, exactly. So for now we are planting trees. We will use this stone for a walkway here all around. So it also creates like the main walkway in this whole like lowland. There's 2 more things to maybe look at, which are nice.
And I think the reason why Pent decided to fund this, among other things, is because we really felt like not only is recreation a part of creating joy and, you know, that sense of shalom, but also it maybe could be used as an outreach tool in the community because Type is a fairly unreached area, and so just seeing how football is so popular here.
Sure.
Very true.
I could, you know, that's something that we were partially envisioning to be a place of, you know, connecting with the community.
Yeah.
Is that something that's still part of the vision?
Yeah, absolutely. Because what we see is like soccer is popular and becoming more popular. And people are looking for places to go to. And what they normally make is like a smaller size field, which is nice. But I think there's one more full size field on the other side of the mountain. That's it. And it's not that nice.
Yeah.
So to have a soccer field that they can use or rent or whatever, would be an outreach.
Yeah.
A possibility for outreach. And the other nice thing with that is and that's your learning experience. So it is cool, but it's like this big thing where you like, and then you're done already. And it's like you go volumes of people. It's like only one can dip at a time, right? One is very fancy, maybe two, but like it's not like 10.
This is the soccer field.
We've been thinking of climate challenges maybe. We had some outdoor advice as well, but the same kind of activities but on the ground level. But then you can have way more people at work and doing activities at the same time. It's not there anymore. And way cheaper as well.
And here, this reservoir is in the shape of an S, and they're going to add a V, so it will say Shalom Valley when you look on Google Maps, which is awesome. Oh, I just ripped my pants.
It's
Okay.
really cool.
Maybe we should
Ah!
Yeah, I know.
It doesn't like being touched.
I think the container is strong.
Oh, that's so cool.
I know, isn't
We
it?
have outdoor equipment, soccer field stuff, whatever. It's a great place for
They close. I've never seen something like that in my life. Wow.
Yeah.
That's so cool. Look at how cool this is. They don't like to be touched. Isn't that crazy? Closes up. It's amazing. Nature is so incredibly beautiful. A plant that closes up when you touch it. It's like Venus flytraps, how they eat bugs. So cool. Here they're building the fence. Pretty cool work.
Building wall, rock wall.
Building rock wall. Looks really good. Very nice. Can I come through here? Okay.
Walk across to over there.
Okie dokie. This is definitely a construction site. It's a beautiful wall. It's a beautiful wall. So this is the hall. Very cool. Oh.
Yep.
You can smell the welding from here. Well, I'm only like 2 feet away, so.
This is the boom crater, and we will like I said, learning is a very important thing for Shalom Valley. So we will make a station here where people can learn about justice and injustice and peace and war and basically centered in Shalom. So we will we will make it nicer. We will dig it out a little bit. We will probably just something simple like grass, so it becomes like a more or less a clean but very clearly the shape of a crater. And then we will do two things. One is we had a couple of interns and they've been going around the villages asking the old people for their stories. So for example, they told us a story like when they would hear a plane, there was always a scout plane first and then came the bombers. So if they would hear the scout plane, they would go in their dug holes in the dirt and they would wait for 4 bombs to fall and then they would know that they could come out again. So we have those stories and we have those pictures. So I think that's an amazing learning experience. But it is pretty much on the head, right? It's like, oh, this is what they did. And we have information about the planes and the bombs and everything. But that's head knowledge. What we would like to do here is to create impact zones, as I call it. Like we will mark the center and then we will say, for example, well, a 5-meter circle is how big the crater was when the bomb came, for example. And so to see that over time it has changed, but it's still there. But this was the original impact. And then like a circle. And then to create another circle, let's say for example, I don't know, I'm just making this up now, but like for example 25 meters, you would have been in this 25 meters, no chance, died anyway.
Right.
But that circle would like cross our building, so underneath your bunk bed there would be like this impact zone, right?
Wow.
And then there will be another one, like for example, okay, 50 meters you would have a chance or something. So we will find out to the entrance that make sure that there is a circle going through the entrance. So when you enter Shalom Valley, you cross something, but you don't know what it represents.
Right.
But it all leads to the center, like injustice or justice, shalom or war, or.
Right.
But so
Right.
when you move, when you go out again and you go back to your village or your company or school, or you'll cross it again and you'll know about it. I've learned something, right? So
That's
that's
awesome.
the idea, and which is way more like your feeling and your
Yeah.
deeper understanding. And of course, it's nice to know about the plane in the moment.
Right.
To experience
Yeah.
shalom is. So that's here.
Did they know what the original target was?
Yeah, it was to bomb out the Vietnamese.
Yeah, so there's a
And-
house here or what was here?
This
just jungle.
Yeah, there was just jungle, but this mountain in Khmer, it's the name is Phnom, which is mountain, and Phuon is hide. So when children play hide and seek, they say Leng Phuon, so it's the same word. So this is the mountain where they hid, literally.
Okay.
And so the Khmer Rouge, they went here to hide. Local people for bombing, they went here to hide. With the Vietnam War, the same thing, because you're really close to Vietnam. So this was the place where they hid.
Okay.
And
Wow.
that's where there's several of these craters in this area.
Wow.
So we have one on our land, which is
That's
also
so
very
heavy.
nice now for training.
Sure.
So maybe if someone could pray for.
So behind me there's a huge crater. He was just explaining to us that this is actually a place where America bombed, and this is where one of the bombs hit here. And we were standing here and praying over the space so that everybody that comes here, you know, can be protected and blessed and moving forward to have eyes for the future. And I opened my eyes after the prayer and I saw this rock that was shaped like a heart. And I just knew at that moment that was a sign that God is here and He has a heart for the people of Cambodia. And it was just really impactful. I'm gonna cry. What a beautiful thing in such a place that's got so much tragedy and just atrocities that have happened here. To be able to see hope coming through for the future. They're doing beautiful work here. Alright, so now we're going up onto one of the buildings where dormitories are gonna be. Safety is not that much of a priority here. Normally we're supposed to wear hard hats. Apparently only 3 of us have them. So that's the crater where a bomb hit from America during the Vietnamese War.
Inside and outside will all be the same. So it's like very clean, very uniform.
And those are the mountains where the Khmer Rouge used to hide, and the people to hide from the bombings. But I guess America found out where they were hiding. It's pretty close to home. I wonder how many people died here.
So this like is your, the place where you can always just go to or chat or anything. And also, speaking of architecture, if you look at, if you drive out this afternoon and you think about the different, for example, roof styles or building styles, you will see that they build a lot on stilts. And if you look at this building, I mean, of course it's out of concrete, not out of wood, but you were still building on stilts and creating spots where people can just hang out. In Khmer they say onkuileng, which is just sit and play. Kind of, these are the two words. And that's what we want to create here. Just a place to sit and talk or whatever, play. We'll have a roof, and then the roof design itself even is also like linked to the Khmer architecture. So what we've tried to do is to say like, well, we've seen what you've done and we love it. We take from that and we put it in our design. And of course it's tweaked. It's a different style of building, but you can definitely, if you look well enough, you can see it's combined.
Was there any thoughts of a rooftop patio before?
Sorry?
Was there any thoughts of a rooftop patio?
There was on land that we looked at before. There was like more of a mountainish.
Some little new papaya trees. Look at that guy. It's a big papaya. So now we're over in the valley part of Shalom Valley, so the part that's near the mountains. They're gonna build a resort, like retreat, not resort, like a spiritual retreat area over here where people can come. So the main buildings down there are gonna be for kids and playing, and over here there's gonna be more of a peaceful, quiet area. So for teams who wanna come, like how our team is here, they could come and stay here at guest houses and have it more peaceful and a little detached from all the, playing and stuff that's going to be going on down there with the kids. So two different kind of atmospheres, which is a really cool concept. So excited about that. I would definitely come and stay here. He said he's gonna make it like fairly affordable. So to stay down there for the kids in the dorms and everything, it's gonna be about $1 to $2 a night. But if you can't afford it, it'll be cheaper. If you can afford to pay a little bit more, they would be happy, if you could, because it's all, charity. And then over here, they're gonna make it a little bit more affordable as well. For people who come and visit, like how our place we're staying at is like $18 a night. So really, really awesome what they're doing here. Beautiful tree.
Okay, let's walk up a little bit more to the plateau. You can see the sea and overlook the valley.
Onwards. And this right here, all these trees, it's a mango farm. Mango trees. So pretty, and it actually goes back quite far. You can see all those are all mango trees, and they're owned by the people that live here, which is not attached to the property for the Shalom village, but it's so picturesque here. It's beautiful. Wow. There's butterflies everywhere. It's just magical and spiritual here, and so peaceful.
It depends on your definition of
He's
hard.
laughing, he knows something.
Yeah.
Depends who you know.
Exactly. Yeah. There's a legal process which is laid out, and there is like a relational process which is way easier.
So beautiful.
Like,
The chickens are waiting out the rain too. Just started pouring. Huh.
Even the chickens need shelter.
go ahead.
Coffee preventing parents from eating their young. And then over here they've got a bunch of drink options, and if you can see there, toilet water. Which is a joke, but that's really funny.
So when you decide what you want,
This
just
place is
order,
cute,
and
kept
it's all
coffee.
gonna be photographed. So it'll be individual meals here. Wow.